Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to Dear Sybersue. Today's topic is, why didn't I see my breakup coming? Men seem to move on so much quicker when they go through a breakup. And this makes it even harder for women because the guys move on faster after a breakup. They're back out with their buddies, they're starting to date again much quicker for the most part than women. Now, I'm generalizing here a little bit, but I am dealing with this conversation through many of my clients that have spoken to me about what's transpired, both men and women. Well, a lot of the time, men, they check out of their relationship long before they actually leave the partnership. They've been thinking about things for a while, they've mentally been preparing for it, and then all of a sudden it feels like as a woman you get blindsided because you're not paying close enough attention to the subtle changes going on. The one thing that happens in every breakup is there are slight changes, but we don't always see them. Sometimes we see them, but we don't talk about them. We hope they're just going to go away and everything's going to come back and feel good again. Unfortunately, this doesn't happen. If you are not conversing with your partner on a regular basis and having communication, open communication with them about anything you notice, then you will become sort of left on the side where you didn't see that there was signs. Some of them are so subtle, but they're there. So when you're first dating someone, this is why it's so important to pay close attention to who this person is across from you. Because if they're not a great communicator, then you might not see the signs coming for a lot of things in your partnership. Because if they're not conversing with you or they're not showing any different composure with you, you're just going to sit there and think everything's fine. The one thing is, in every relationship, there's always something that alters, that shifts. And we tend to let that slide and just keep going in our relationship because we think everybody has little blips along the way. This is just one of them. But if they're happening and there's more discontentment in your relationship, or they're going and doing things separate to you, you're not a partner as much as you were, you're more living separately in your home, these are huge red flags, and they're not going to go away on their own. The key to any longevity in a relationship is a couple doesn't leave things unsaid. If something is changing in the relationship, they sit down and draw attention to it. It doesn't mean that you're both always going to be reciprocated in doing this, but at least if one person is drawing attention to it, it opens up the conversation that you can both weigh in on and find out what's going on here. What can you do differently if things are shifting in another direction? And if you talk regularly with them and don't let things slide, you won't have to repair anything because you're always on top of it. Many of the women that I've spoken to feel that they've done everything they can to nurture the relationship and love their partner on a regular basis. But if you talk to the partner in the relationship, they will tell you a different story. And this is the problem, is that we're in lopsided scenarios sometimes without realizing we are. And if you're feeling this teeter-totter effect in your relationship, you have got to sit them down and talk to them about it. Because if they've already started to check out, it's really hard to bring them back. Couples can grow apart for many reasons, and sadly, sometimes these reasons aren't obvious. Some people are just good at being okay in a relationship and just keep the pace and everything seems like it's okay. Or they don't even know sometimes themselves deep down what's going on. And then all of a sudden one day they wake up and say, okay, I'm not happy anymore. This isn't a relationship I want to be in. And that's where you feel blindsided. That's where you feel, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Why didn't I see it coming? There's always signs. The biggest reasons for breakups is complacency and boredom, and a couple forgets how to have fun together. And I always say couples who play together stay together, because no matter what else is going on in your relationship, if you're still having fun as a couple, you will be able to keep the love alive, because you've got many great things that you have to share and to look forward to, because you know that this is important to have in your relationship. You're evolving at the same pace and in the same direction. Couples who don't communicate don't evolve together. Many relationships end for the right reasons, because a couple has now understood that they've just not in the same place as they were when they met together. We grow, we change, we don't always grow together, and this is a huge problem that happens. It's a lot to ask to be with somebody for 50 years of your life, and it takes a lot of work to manage that so that it does stand the test of time. When you look back at why your breakup happened and you've had some clarity, maybe you've actually been able to talk to your partner after you've had some time apart from your breakup, and they can maybe shed some light on some things that you weren't aware of, and maybe you can do the same for them. Because when you do that and then you start looking at it, you see things like, okay, I get it now. We really weren't on the same page anymore, and you both deserve to be in a happier place for sure. So don't go away from every breakup if you're repeating a pattern here, not learning the lesson from it. Because the thing about being in a relationship is to grow from each experience. You don't want to go backwards, and you don't want to stay stagnant. Eventually, you'll start to get excited about your future. You will understand why you're not together with your partner. I know sometimes it can take a few years for this to happen, but that's all the more reason to implement new things into your life. Give it purpose. Get out of your home. Bring new people into your life. Take some courses. Go on a nice vacation to an all-inclusive. There's so many things you can do to bring your spirits back up. And you deserve to be happy. Your partner's moved on already. So understand how you can do this and alleviate the sadness that some of us hold on to for too long. I always say that fitness is cheap therapy, because when I went through my divorce, I got out and went to the gym. I thought, if anything, I want to feel good and look good, and that will help me take my mind off of my breakup as well. And it is a form of therapy, because you feel good. You look great after working out all the time. So implement, even if it's just walks, anything you can, because that will bring back the happiness that you're lacking right now. Breakups are usually wake-up calls, because the universe has much better plans in store for you moving forward. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today and to listen to the video. If you have any help or advice that you can offer people who are watching this video, please leave your comments below. I love to hear from you. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.